Hey there, and welcome. Ever just sit and think about all the what ifs in life? Like, what if you had a superpower? Or what if you could travel anywhere in the world right now? Well, today, we're going to unlock the exact English tool you need to talk about all those amazing ideas. So let's just jump right in with a classic, right? If you won the lottery, what's the very first thing you do? Come on, think about it. Buy a private island, a trip to space, or, hey, maybe just pay off some student loans. That feeling, that dream of what could be, that's exactly where we're going today.
So, talking about all these imaginary things, it's not just daydreaming, It's a massive part of how we communicate. And lucky for us, English has this really specific, really powerful structure that's designed just for exploring this whole world of what if. And here it is. The official name for this tool is the Second Conditional. Now, I know, that sounds a little bit technical, maybe a little boring, but don't worry. It's just the fancy name we use for situations that are imaginary, unreal, or just, super unlikely to happen right now. Think of it as your official key to unlock the world of dreams and what-ifs.
Okay, so how does this amazing tool actually work? Let's pop the hood and take a look at the simple two-part engine that makes it all go. It is way easier than you think.
Okay, so check this out. Every single second conditional sentence has just two parts. That's it. First, you've got the condition. This part starts with if, and, this is key, it uses a past simple verb. Then, you've got the result, which uses would plus the simple base form of a verb. The condition and the result. That's the whole formula.
Let's go back to our lottery dream for a sec. See the pattern now? If I won. Boom, that's your if plus the past simple. I would travel, and there it is, would plus the base verb. See how it perfectly separates the imaginary situation from its imaginary result?
Here's another one, just to make sure it sticks. The condition, if she had more time. This is imaginary, right? Because in reality, she doesn't. She's busy. And the result of that imaginary condition, she would learn Spanish. We're talking about a reality that doesn't exist, but the grammar makes it crystal clear.
All right, now here's a little pro tip for you. This is a good one. When you're in that if part of the sentence, you're going to hear people say, if I were, or if he were, all the time, even though you might think it should be, I was. Using were is just a classic part of the second conditional. It sounds a little more proper, and it's always the right choice here.
Okay, so we've seen how to build it. We've got the formula down. Now for the fun part. Why do we even use it? What can we actually do with this thing in a real conversation?
Well, it basically boils down to these three really powerful uses. We can use it to talk about our biggest dreams. We can use it to explore pretty much any imaginary scenario we can cook up. And this last one is super, super useful. We use it to give advice.
First up, dreams. If I had $1 million, this is the language of ambition, of our hopes, right? It lets you paint this really vivid picture of a future you're imagining.
Next, just exploring those imaginary situations. This lets us step into an alternate reality for a moment. I don't actually live in Japan, but with this sentence, I can explore what that life might look like. It's a fantastic way to think through possibilities.
And finally, giving advice. Honestly, this one is a game changer. Starting a sentence with, if I were you, is such a polite and really effective way to give someone your opinion. You're not ordering them around, you're just imagining yourself in their shoes. Seriously, remember this phrase. So, you've seen the structure, you've seen the uses, now it's time to actually put your new tool into practice.
All right, enough talk. You learn by doing, right? So let's put your new knowledge to the test with a couple of quick challenges. No pressure, you've totally got this.
Okay, take a look at this sentence. Fill in the blanks. Remember the two-part formula we talked about? The if part needs the past simple, and the result part needs would plus the base verb. What do you think? I'll give you a second. And there it is. If she had more free time, she would travel more. The past simple of have is had, and the result is would travel. Excellent. See? Once you know the formula, it just clicks right into place.
Let's do one more, just to really lock it in. An imaginary situation about studying. So, what's the past simple of study, and what's the result form gonna be? You know this.
Yep, you nailed it. If he studied harder, he would pass the exam. You're building these sentences perfectly now. That's fantastic progress.
You aced the quiz, and now it's time for the final, and honestly, the most important challenge, making this grammar your own. Let's bring it all together. So if you remember just one thing today, let it be this. The second conditional isn't just some boring grammar rule you have to memorize. Think of it like a key. It's the key that unlocks your ability to talk about your dreams, your big ideas, and your advice for other people.
And that brings us right back to you. Let's put this into action, right now. If you could just snap your fingers and instantly have one new skill, what would it be? Go on, think about it. Maybe even say the answer out loud using the structure we just learned. Because now, you have the perfect tool to do it.